How's it going, guys? We're gonna get Sunday's upload on the way. Been a bit busy because I've been put it this way, I've been trying to look for a room and they rejected me, so I have to look somewhere else. And it's Bell for Charity weekend, so pretty much everyone's busy, going on the Bell for Charity stats. I was on there on Friday, and yeah. So anyway, got a match against Gangstabeana. He challenged me on Skype, and yeah, this team. My God, Sang team. That was actually one of the reasons why I actually decided to keep on the team preview, because you'll see. So he plays off his Rotom. I'm going to lead with my Terrakion. He led off with Rotom probably because Suicune was in my top spot, so electric. Or it could have been Victini. Victini being his usual Scarf Pokemon, he can lead off, and Rotom can pretty much counter that. I'm going to switch out Fearing the Hydro Pump, going to my Ferrothorn, and he tricks me and Sticky Barb, which is like, interesting. Because usually I figured lead Rotoms would be scarfed, but in this case I'm mistaken. So he's gonna go into his Ferrothorn of his own. I'm gonna let Rocks, because Power Whip would be a bit obvious. And if I was to go for Perp now, I'll be racking a lot of residual damage, which is not good. So Rocks are nice. I get him up as fast as I can, and I take my opportunity to do it there. Gonna switch out into my Victini, in before Rocks, because Victini is a fire type, and fire types are weak to Stealth Rock. So I was gonna go for the V-Create, but seeing as he has a Tyranitar on his team, I figured that might not be the best of play. So I'm gonna go for the U-turn as he brings out his Gliscor. Not too bad, I can get Switch Initiative and to bring in a Pokemon that I figured would be good with him. Now I was gonna bring out Suicune, but because he has Ferrothorn and Rotom, I figured that is not a good idea. So I'm going to my Rattata or Reuniclus. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a Calm Mind. He goes for Earthquake, probably scouting what kind of set I am. I could be Trick, I could be Calm Mind, I could be Trick Room. You never know. But yeah, I'll go for Calm Mind because I think Focus Blast at this point might be a bit too obvious. I'm not really sure. I might have gone for the Focus Blast, but at the time I figured Calm Mind might be a good idea. So he actually switches out and goes into his Excadrill. I was like, please hit. And I'm like, yes. I'm excited. But yes, that Pokemon right there was a threat in my whole entire team. If this guy was in the sand right now and got Absorb Sands, I would have nothing for it, because this team is not built for sand team. It is not built for sand teams. If I had Conkeldurr, fine, but it's not built for sand team. So thank God that thing is out. And yeah, so now he goes into his Tyranitar, and I was gonna say him, but I figured he might be banded and he might go for the Crunch, so I figured hopefully he hasn't got Pursuit, I can switch it out, and hopefully he goes for the Crunch. So going to my Terrakion, he goes for the Crunch like I predicted, so now I get a +1 boost because of Justified. If you get hit by a Dark type, then you get a +1 boost, and it actually turns out to be a Life Orb, so I might have actually saved my Reuniclus back then. So now he switches out, goes into his Gliscor just to block the close combat, which I'm going to do right about now. And Gliscor is usually a very physically bulky Pokemon in defense, but that does a lot even after +1 boost. And I'm also Life Orb, so give or take, that is actually a very good amount considering it's 2 times resistant. So I'm gonna go for the Swords Dance, predicting him to go for a Protect because he might try and get some more health to live the Stone Age. But he actually predicts the Switch, goes for an Ice Fang. Well, he's trying to predict the Switch going to Ice Fang. So okay, which means I'm gonna live despite the -1 in defense. So now I go for a Stone Age. Hopefully it doesn't miss, and thank God Troll Age does not miss. So I take him out with a +3 Stone Edge, and that is the end of that. Now he goes into his, and since Latios has a higher base speed than Terrakion, I cannot stay in because I will pretty much be knocked out. So I'm going to go into my Ferrothorn just to see what he might try and do. And yep, he does go for the Surf. And since I didn't see any item on this Latios, I am thinking he is probably Choice Specs or Choice Scarf. I'm not really sure, but he actually turns out not to be Choice Scarf or Choice Specs, as you'll see later on, because I'm going to switch out, predicting the switch into his let's see, was I predicting the switch? I was predicting the switch into his Tyranitar, I think. I'm not really sure, but he actually turns out to go for the Power Fire, which is like, oh, I see, Expert Belt. So now I know I have a way of trying to go around it. That's really good information. I can now go into my Victini, knowing that it's not Scarfed because I'm Scarfed myself, and I can go for the U-turn. I was thinking, I was weighing base power in between V-Create and U-turn, which one might be better, but regardless of what he switches it into. But I went for the U-turn anyway. Either way, I can do some damage, not very much, but I can still get quite a lot of damage done. It's not even that much. Anyway, I'm rambling off here. I can switch out, going to my Ryu nucleus, and hopefully try and catch him on the Tyrannosaur switch. So, you know, Ryu nucleus counters Feral Seed because Feral Seed. I've been meaning to say Feral Seed all day, but I don't know. I'm thinking of my RU match. So now as I was predicting, he goes into his Tyrannosaur. I was hoping Focus Blast will hit, and thank God it does. And I was like, yes, Tyrannosaur's out of here. But wait, he lives with a smidgen. I mean, a smidgen. I'm gonna take a reference here. I'm gonna say he lived with a smidgen, cut it in half, grind it, mince it, and then like take out one bit and put it on the plate. That's how much he had left. Anyway, predicting the crunch, since I don't think he has Pursuit, I can safely switch out, going to my Suicune. Goes for the crunch, and Suicune is even in HP and defense, so I'm going to be taking that quite well, and the Life Orb is going to take himself out, so down goes Tyrannosaur. So now pretty much his main threats are gone. He goes into his Latios. I'm going to switch out, no, I'm going to stay in because I'll switch out next on see, but I stayed in because I figured I can get some damage in. If he overpredicts to go to Ferrothorn, then yeah, he can overpredict, use Hidden Power Fire, my Suicune can take it very well, and yeah, get a nice big morph. Now I'm going to switch, going to my Ferrothorn, and he's actually going to go for the Thunder because he thinks I'm going to stay with my Suicune, and what you know, he misses. But then again, give and take, it's Sandstorming, you're going to have a 50% chance of hitting me, so you know. Sticky Barb's going to take down my health, which is not good, and then here I'm going to switch out back into my Suicune because I realised now that I need Ferrothorn for Rotom, and Suicune is going to get walled by Rotom and Ferrothorn, so there's no point in keeping my Suicune alive. So I'm going to switch out. He goes for the Thunder, it hits this time, and he's going to take me out. But Sandstorm's going to take him down to the point where it's going to be at that smidgen again, and I'm going to go into my Victini. So I'm going to go for the U-turn, seeing as I'm going to be outspeeding it because I am Choice Scarfed. Going to go for that U-turn and take him out. So Latios goes down and my Victini returns to my party. I'm going to switch out and go into, let's see what I'm going to here. Going to my Latios, and he has 2 Pokemon left. So if he goes into his Ferrothorn, I'll trick it. If he goes into his Rotom, I'll just simply Draco Meteor it. So he goes into his Rotom, and I'm like, okay, modest Draco Meteor should be able to take it out. So I'm gonna go for that Draco Meteor, and let's see, what do you know, it's a 1-hit KO. So yeah, I take him out in one shot because Latios is such a, should I say it? Okay, I'll say it. Latios is such a beast. So now he goes into his Ferrothorn. I'm at -2. I'm not going to say him because you know, quite obvious there. Go into my Ferrothorn because I want to go into my Victini on a safe switch so that I don't take any more residual damage. So he goes for Leech Seed. He's not going to affect me because I'm part grass, because you can't Leech Seed the grass type. So with Sticky Barbs, you know, hurting me, I'm going to die this turn regardless of what happens. He tries to go for a Gyro Ball, doesn't hurt me that much because we are both slow as hell, so both our Gyro Balls aren't going to do jack crap. So I dive due to his ability, Iron Barbs. I want that because I want to die, and then go into my Victini and then go for that Flaming Spade. So it's pretty much a good game here. So yeah, that was a good game. Gangstabeana had me going there for the Escadrille. And yeah, that'll be it. I'll come back to you guys with more Wi-Fi battles. I'll try and upload a bit more frequently. And yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and that'll be it. Peace.